Hi everyone, I'm Nerdy Fool and welcome back to I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. Just to start out with, I will warn you I'm getting over a cold, so if my voice is off at all, just letting you know. Let's continue with where we left off. We are beginning of age 13, starting out in Quiet. Nem is munching on a container of cut up pieces of dust melon. My mom is kind of bossy, but she sure makes a great lunch, she says, offering a piece. Gotta keep up your strength. Tangent is standing still with her face held up to the sky, letting the blue snowflakes land on her cheeks. They melt almost immediately. She doesn't move as you approach. After a minute, she winces and rubs her eyes. It stings, she says, because it's made of acid. Acid snow? Tang nods. The Holonet entry says it isn't harmful. It freezes at 12 degrees Celsius and turns into tiny crystals that are so heavy they fall from the clouds. You can see them under a microscope. She sticks her tongue out and lets some of the flakes fall on it. It tastes kind of sour, but sweet, she observes. Fascinating. Tang pulls a sample jar out of her coat. We know what it's made of, but our understanding is incomplete, she says, and places the jar on an outcropping of rocks. The big mushrooms changed in shape and color before the snow began to fall. I wonder, is there some sort of signal that precedes the change of seasons? What happens if I expose samples collected in dust season to snow from quiet season? A small, excited smile creeps across Tang's face. There's so much to learn about this planet. I can't wait. You and your brother are so much alike. Tang narrows her eyes. Yes, we used to get that a lot, she says. I guess it's still true if you think sneaking out of the colony is the same as valid scientific research. She frowns at you. He's so dumb, she mutters, and shoves her hands under her arms. He only cares about feelings, especially his own. So as usual, we're going to go around the colony and see if anyone has anything interesting to say. Are you going to tell me I'm a nerd? Dis asks, barely looking up from his holopalm. You can save it, I already know. You catch Cal at the gate to the gardens. He's carrying a big bucket of rocks. Hi, Selene, he exclaims. He pauses to pat your pet on the head. And hello to you too, Bright Eyes. Oh, I'm supposed to tell you that there's a new park near Geoponics now, Cal says. We can run around all we want, and nobody will say we're trampling the fields. You should come play there sometime, and bring Bright Eyes. They'll love it. Speaking of Bright Eyes, it technically counts as a new gear piece, so let's see, +1 skill on challenge wins and +1 bonus to straights. Getting bonus skills, that's actually increasing our skills every challenge. Sounds super good. So I think I will put the Ricky in there, so we can build up our skills even faster now. You learned at a young age not to sneak up on your mom. She's jumpy, gets kind of mean if someone surprises her. That's just how she's always been, and you've never questioned it. You always make sure to walk a little more heavy when she hasn't noticed you yet. If your mom already said no, I agree with her, your dad says without looking up from his work. I know you two disagree about things, but she's still your mom. Standard parenting. Mars is frowning intently at her holopalm, typing a new message. Oh, excuse me, Selene. I just have to clear something up, she says, sparing you a look. Anemone posted her answers to the Everything About You survey on the colony message board, and she said that she thinks her brother Calm is the coolest person in the colony. Mars rolls her eyes, as if Calm is one of the hottest, but he's not sophisticated. Alright, and now we get to decide what to do with our day. We're down about 55 in stress, or I guess up 55 in stress, so probably don't explore yet. So we've got our usual classes, life sciences, studying engineers. We haven't done studying humanities really at all, which would boost creativity and persuasion, which we've kind of ignored. Over here, we could practice with our photophoner, which would help creativity and bravery. Delivering supplies and working in the depot. One thing I considered is that I don't think kudos are as important as I've been making them lately. So I don't know if I should keep focusing so hard on getting kudos every time we get the popular buff. Or just keep going on in things that I think are actually useful skill-wise. So shoveling dirt for more toughness, or researching xenobotany for more biology and organizing. I think I skipped the garrison, so just trying to remind myself, it's been 2 weeks for me. So we've got sports ball and defense training. I actually think I want to do humanities, because I think there were a couple of interesting story bits that give a bit more history of Vertumna that I'm hoping to see. So you're running late for humanities class. When you arrive, everyone is gathered in the beanbags around the room's big holoprojector. Ship's computer congruence is displayed on it. She's giving today's lesson, reading an old book of Earth poetry. You sit down next to Tang and nudge her and motion, "What's up with this?" Tang frowns at you. "Where have you been?" she whispers. "Ever since Professor Hal died, congruence has been teaching this class." Then she frowns at everything in general. "They said everyone else who might be qualified is too busy, and no, they didn't ask me." What does a computer know about poetry? I miss Professor Hal, or okay. Well, congruence knows a bit about everything, so I bet she does know poetry. I'll just say I miss Professor Hal. You try to keep her voice down, but congruence literally has ears everywhere. "I miss Professor Hal as well," she says, her monitor swinging over to you. "He was a very special human." Wait, you ask out loud, congruence can like people? "Of course I can like people," she replies, this humor in her not a voice. "I carried you inside of me for 20 years after all. How could I not get attached?" We've got one slot that's going to get a +1, which is a bit annoying because I could have done 555. And obviously that won't work at the moment, but probably something like that. Nah, still missed out. But let's see, am I getting... Yeah, I'm getting an extra +1 in creativity because of the Ricky gear. So that's nifty. You wake to the sound of your parents arguing in hushed tones, clearly trying not to disturb you. You blink away the sleep from your eyes, eventually remembering, wait, isn't today your 13th birthday? Where's your birthday cuddles? Your parents always make a big deal about your birthday. You peek out through the privacy curtain on your bunk and listen in on their argument. "You're being unreasonable," your mom says. "Selene is a teenager now. You have to give him the opportunity to take calculated risks, or he'll start acting out. That's just what being a teenager is." "Going off into the wilderness isn't a calculated risk," your dad replies. "It's too dangerous." It's weird to hear parents arguing. If they ever disagree, they sort it out quietly or go into mediation. This time, they sound really upset. It's unsettling. "I think I should. The danger isn't," or "you don't need to." I think I should. I am a strong person who will be able to state my point. I think I should be able to go out. They glance at you. Your mom holds up a hand to silence you and goes right back to talking. "Geranium," she grates. "You've said yourself that we need every person out there surveying for edible native plants. You're even going yourself. Why not our son?" Your dad flails his hands helplessly. "Because, Falulu, he's our son. It's our responsibility to keep him safe." "You're not keeping anyone safe by coddling him," your mom almost shouts, and your dad flinches in shock. "Selene's survival depends on him understanding this planet we're living on, so you're not doing him or the colony any favors by pretending like that's not the case." "Won't you just shut up? I can take care of myself, or stay quiet." I can take care of myself. I'm not going to voice at the moment that I've been sneaking out of the colony for years, though everyone's probably aware of that not so well-kept secret. "I can take care of myself. You point out that you saved Tammy's dad while sneaking out, so clearly that's proof that you can handle yourself." Your dad's shoulders sag as he shakes his head. "You barely even know what's out there, kiddo," he mutters. Your mom's fierce expression softens. "Hey, Selene, sorry. It's your birthday today, and here we are arguing like a pair of... Happy birthday." They both give you a hug. We meant to order up from the canteen and have your usual birthday breakfast, but we got talking about how Utopia's opened up positions and expeditions for kids 13 and older, and well, that's you now. I suppose we'll have to let you spread your wings someday, your dad relents. I just feel better knowing you were safe here inside the colony walls. He gives your mom a faint smile. We decided early on to let you choose your own path in life, so if you want to join expeditions, we're behind you. Just be safe. And we have now opened up expeditions so we can legally go out. Moving on to mid-quiet. We'll do our usual rounds first. Yep, he's still she is still eating dust melon. Have you ever heard the stories about changelings? Dismuses, scrolling through a book of mythology on his holopalm. Older humans used to think that fairies would steal human babies and replace them with their own. He scratches his cheek. Do you think that happened with me and Tang? I think that would explain a lot. Sometimes it feels like I'm not even really human. Yeah, probably not this month because our stress is crazy. But legally exploring soon. You find Tang leaning on a wall of the laboratory, looking out onto the hustle and bustle of the colony. Antecedent tried to talk to me about puberty today, she says, rolling her eyes. It was a pleasure to tell her that I seem to be suffering no ill effects from the malady. She crosses her arms and shrugs dismissively. Perhaps there's a limit to genetic recombination therapy, as I do not seem to be undergoing the effects common among those who are born to this array of hormones. I should advise Chief Engineer Instance. Let's see. Ooh, our dad has something to say. We'll start with our mom. Your mom looks up from her planting. What is it, Selene? Unless you're here to work, I'm busy. And our dad. You find your dad comparing some plant samples. When he sees you, he puts down the test tubes and gives you a big hug. Kiddo, he exclaims. Then he kneels down to look you in the eye. I've been thinking. I want to say I'm sorry your mom and I were arguing on your birthday. We disagree sometimes, just like every couple, but it's unfair that you had to see how the soy sausage gets made. It's okay, or I was really upset if our persuasion was better, which it's not, so it's okay. He pats you on the shoulder. Thanks for saying so. You're a great kid. Your mom and I talked it out, he continues. We're both just really putting up our everything into the farm right now, and it's making us kind of snappy. You don't have to worry about it, okay? He squeezes you in a hug. If you want to join Utopia's exploration team, just be careful. It's dangerous out there. Cal looks up from his planting. What's up, Selene? He asks. Want to help? I got a lot of seeds to get in the ground. And lastly, Mars. Mars has set up her holoscreen to reflect her face, and she's swatching various eyeshadows on her forearm. Just because we're out here struggling to survive in the musty armpit of space doesn't mean we can't enjoy ourselves a little. She gestures to her eyeshadow palette. If I have the kudos to print luxury goods, why shouldn't I? So let's see what we get for exploring. I'm not going to do it this season. Hey, Utopia's gone and we can walk this far out. So let's see, we could explore nearby, which still gives us the bravery and perception that it always did, or we can survey the plains, which is a new location, to get perception in animals and friendship with Dis. So we will probably explore the plains sometime soon. But let's get our stress a bit higher, then relax, and then explore. We'll do... What am I close on getting? Bravery... Reasoning I'm getting really close. Combat I'm getting close. Reasoning and engineering. If I do more studying engineering, I can potentially get those perks pretty soon. Although I do want to keep doing humanities to see some of those events. But we'll do engineering this time. You see a notice on the engineering holoweb. Chief Engineer Instance needs someone to help with after-school tutoring. Literally anyone who isn't a complete idiot will do, because she's desperate. Please apply. I have reasoning 10th graders, so I can apply for the job. Sure, I'll apply for the job. You tell Dr. Instance you're interested in the job. She looks up from her holopalm like she's just noticed you exist. Yes, you'll do, she says, nodding. The younger, slower kids have trouble keeping up with congruence sometimes. You mostly just have to pat them on the back now and then, and stop them from wandering off when they're supposed to be studying. No offense, but anyone with a pulse can do it. You wait for further instruction. Instant sighs, shooing you away dismissively. You know where the classrooms are. Just come when you're not doing whatever nonsense teenagers do here. Alright. 5 has been locked in spot. So we'll toss in another 5 there. And then 4, 4, 2. So we get the pairs. Yeah. Met our super goal. Alright. It's rare that we get the best score, but we managed to pull it off. So that's a free kudo. Yeah. Mid quiet moves on to late quiet. Guess do the rounds. Still complaining about talking about puberty. Still talking about getting a good lunch. This is skipping stones across a flat stretch of rock. Talked to my sister today, he says. Skip, 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 skip. She's doing some kind of super secret extra credit project in engineering. She wanted to gloat, I guess. He tosses a rock into the air and catches it. Whatever. She just likes it when people pay attention to her. Your mom is using this quiet time to plan this year's crop layout. It's important to rotate crops to ensure something nitrogen replenishment? She doesn't explain it very well. Your dad pulls a flower out of his pocket and gives it to you. A blossom for my little blossom? He tucks it behind your ear. I'm 99.99% sure this isn't poisonous, but let me know if you get a weird rash or anything. Al's still planting seeds. And Mars. Mars does a little twirl, showing off her shimmering dress. You wouldn't believe how many kudos I needed to use to nanoprint this dress, she says loftily. I won't even bother telling you. It would only make you jealous. We can do one more activity before we're too stressed to do anything further. How about another Humanities? What does tutoring children give us, actually? So that gives us reasoning and empathy, some kudos, and some stress. Yeah, we'll do Humanities. Congruence asked you to take a stack of blank paper and a box of pencils from the classroom nanoprinter and pass them out to the class. Today, we will be practicing our handwriting, she announces. You hear Tangent groan beside you. But congruence, she whines. Why would we ever need to write by hand when we have holopalms? This exercise will be part of a history lesson, part future skill, Congruence tells the class. In the future, you may not always have access to holopalm technology. Our replicators and computers will break down eventually, and when they do, you'll have to rely on low-tech solutions to everyday tasks. So first lesson, how to correctly hold a pencil. You and the other students get to work learning how to print by hand. It's a little bit like holding a stylus, but the texture is all wrong. Your letters are small and cramped, and you have trouble keeping them in a straight line. Tang, though, is suffering the worst. Ha! Mars laughs. Looks like we finally found something Tang isn't good at. Look, she keeps mixing up her lowercase a's and e's. Tang is used to using a stylus with her holopalm, but she's never actually drawn the letters. She fumbles like a child bashing her fist against a holopalm for the first time. It's painful to watch. You can tell she's getting more frustrated with each letter. Mars, on the other hand, has a lovely penmanship. She can even write in cursive. My papa taught me when I was little, she says, showing up her paper. Cultured people know how to write for real. Writing by hand is stupid anyway. I'll help you, Tangent. Is that handwriting or a seismograph? Ouch. I'll help you, Tangent. Oh, -2 friendship with Tangent. I don't need your help, Tang sneers. She hates being bad at something, and being patronized is even worse, which we did know about her. Just let me do it myself, she grumbles, balling up her 5th piece of paper and tossing it on the floor. Mars laughs, but after a few minutes of tense silence, she looks over to Tang's work. You're pressing too hard, Mars tells her softly. Loosen your grip. It's different from typing in the air with a stylus. Try moving your shoulders instead of your wrist and fingers. Tang takes a deep breath and tries again, slow and deliberate. Mars nods and slides closer, putting a hand over Tang's and guiding her pencil on the paper. There, see? You're getting it, she murmurs. Tang's cheeks go pink. After a minute, Tang eases her tension and her writing starts to flow more naturally. Thanks, she stammers, pushing her chair away from Mars. Why couldn't we do that? But no, we had to be dumb about it. 0. So we can match colors. Or I could match numbers. Let's see, flushes is colors, right? Yeah. And straights would be going up in numbers, which we can't really pull off. So yeah, that's probably decent. Although it doesn't meet the requirement, so maybe not. That got us up to 17. Brenda says, I see the problem. Have you tried being a cute girl? I have not tried that. Do I really not have the cards to pull this off? I mean, I can cheat a bit. There we go. I met the goal. So we can use these collectibles to boost our cards. I try not to do it because they are also gifts, although I also don't give out the gifts often enough. But there we go. 19, it's the max because I cheated. Not cheating. Using the collectibles to help. Victorious. So we gain 4 creativity, 2 persuasion, and some stress, and more friendship with Tang. And moving on to early pollen.